Hello and welcome to our week 45 video. In our Through My Bible in 1 Year series, we're counting down our last 10 videos and there are only a few more to go before we've completed the entire Bible. Well done on keeping up with your readings all throughout this year. I've had more than one person say, I'd like to do this again next year. That's one of the benefits of having these videos posted. We'll be able to refer to them again if we want to try it again some other year and go through the entire Bible again. This past week, you'd gone through some more chapters of Ezekiel and some more chapters in the Gospel of John. I had asked you, as you tackled some rather harsh words in Ezekiel, to ask yourself why God would use such language in talking to the people of Judah in exile through Ezekiel, using very graphic language to describe their sin. And I suppose the first reason we would come up with is just its pure shock value. To use the graphic terms of prostitution and the results of prostitution to describe sin certainly would have gotten people's attention, and it certainly continues to get our attention today. Also, the graphic nature of Ezekiel's words also remind us that sin is very disgusting to God. And as you see Ezekiel describe Israel's sins using this graphic language, we are reminded of our own sins, and our consciences are then woken up to the degree to which we have offended our God as well. So that difficult language that Ezekiel uses continues to resonate with us today, and that's why it is part of God's holy word. I'd also asked you, as you continued through the Gospel of John, to note the I am statements of Jesus and also their context. Whenever Jesus uses that special term, I am, it's not just a statement of who he is, but it's a very special Greek construction, ego eimi, which refers back to the proper name of God, Jehovah, which Jesus is then applying to himself. The first time we see Jesus use this special construction is when he says, I am the bread of life in John chapter 6. He's talking to people who partook of the feeding of the 5,000, but didn't really get the point of why Jesus did that and the larger message of who Jesus was. Later, a couple chapters later in Jerusalem, Jesus says, I am the light of the world. And Jesus is speaking to the people that hearing him in Jerusalem, including Pharisees who did not believe in him. So these first few I am statements were really given to people who did not believe in Jesus. Similarly, when Jesus in John chapter 10 says, I am the door, the way to go through to eternal life, Jesus is speaking to a mixed crowd that's made up apparently mainly of Pharisees. And similarly, when he makes his perhaps most famous I am statement, I am the good shepherd, he's speaking to that same mixed crowd, saying, I am God himself come down to earth, and I would do these things for you if you would believe in me. As you continue through the books of Ezekiel and the Gospel of John, I'd ask you, as you come to that most famous part of Ezekiel, chapter 37, and the dry bones section of Ezekiel, to think how the context of chapter 36 helps to explain the dry bones section there in chapter 37, verses 1 through 14. And then as you move through the narrative of the Gospel of John, we do get Jesus to Maundy Thursday and to his famous high priestly prayer and discourse to his disciples, but focus especially again on those I am statements of Jesus and the context in which they come up. God's blessings on your readings this week, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week.